Hey guys, it's Kirsten from Mini Session Inspiration and Sleeping on the Job podcast. Okay, so this image was a request to see edited, and I'll be honest with you, um, this is straight out of camera. It's the raw file. It was way after sun went down. She was the last little girl. Actually, her mom worked for me for the fundraiser I was doing, and she was. The mom said, "Oh, if there's time at the end, just get a picture of her." And the second to the last person took so much extra time that by the time I got to her, the sun was like gone. It was like at least 4:30, 4:45 at night, but I had my off-camera flash. So I just turned it on and aimed it and shot it, and she wasn't really into it. I think she just was like, "See ya," and took off, and we got a couple shots, but this was one of them. Okay, so there's an adjustment filter that maybe you guys know about, maybe you don't. So I keep my adjustments here. If you don't see adjustments, you can always go to Window and then click on adjustments, and then you can drag and drop. I don't know if you know this, but you can drag and drop stuff places. Um, so, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. Okay, so I keep my actions here, properties, adjustments, and then I keep my layers down here. Now, you also know that if you don't want to see this stuff, you can always right click and hit close. Some people have like every single thing open. You really don't have to do that at all. I like keeping it very minimal. Okay, so if you go to adjustments, there's a camera here called photo filter. And then I believe the one that I did for my edit was violet. I keep the luminosity checked so it matches the brightness of the photo, I believe. And then you can cool it however you want. I think I wanted it to kind of have the illusion of like, I don't know, being kind of dark at night. Yeah. So let's just do it like this. Okay, so now what you can do is click on the layer mask that it comes with and hit Control I. And you can either paint it on, which I'll show you. Get a white brush at 100%. Okay, so you can either paint on the filter or get rid of that, go back to the filter, the layer mask, and keep it how it was, which is applying it to the whole entire image. And then you can get a black brush and just paint it off her. And here's a trick that I literally never do. But to the right of the bracket keys is the little slash. You can always hit that so you can see if you've missed anything. And then the brackets make it bigger and littler, so you can go like that. And then I can hit the X key, and so I can paint it off of this branch, for example, if I want to keep the color of that. Now you can hit the slash again, and it goes away. That way just the background gets that plum color to it. Okay, the next thing I do is I keep the black brush, but I lower the opacity to like 20 something. And I make it big, big, big. And I just do little tiny kisses around her. Click, 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 click. That just makes it so in case there was a halo around her, it just blends it in a little tiny bit more. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go click on the background layer. Now, I think I had a slight vignette on the edit. So how I do mine is I click on the elliptical marquee, and I have my feather at like 600, just some really high number. Make a circle around her. That looks good. Now you're going to go Control Shift I, let go, Control J, right in a row. That puts the outer portion you can see on the layer right here. Now, I toggle between the multiply, which darkens it, which that looks awesome. I mean, I'll lighten it a little bit, but that looks really good. And then sometimes I do overlay, which kind of makes it a little saturated. And I'm kind of liking soft light. So I think I'm going to put it just at soft light. It depends on the picture. Sometimes I'm this, sometimes I'm that. Okay. All right. I actually really love how that looks just like this. I'm just going to lower it to 74. Ah, I love that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer mask on the vignette just to make sure none is on her. So it gives you a white mask, so you want a black brush. Let's put it at 100%. Just make sure none of the vignette got on her. And then again, I put it at, whoops, 20 something. Well, 30, whatever, it's fine. And I'm just going to do a little click, click, click. That's just so, lighten up the branch a smidge. Just so it blends in. Okay, so now let's do, okay, I love how that looks. And I love how that looks. It's just something different. I think it just made the image really like, you know. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and flatten it just because I'm a flattener and I love doing it for some stupid reason. In the original picture, I did tidy up her hair, which makes me, it's my least favorite thing. Let's just get that boo-boo. She had a couple little boo-boos. Okay, don't delete the freckles. Okay, so make the little band-aid here just slightly bigger than the hair. And I usually just do little strokes. Sometimes if you do one big stroke, it makes a weird line. Actually, like that. I don't like how that looks. And then sometimes I just click, 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 click. And as much of the hair that I can just leave, I will. But the distracting pieces, I'll get out. Like this piece right here, the light is hitting it funny. And I'll probably just leave a couple of her funky little eyebrows there. You know what I just noticed? I'm painting right on the original layer. Normally I do Control J. That way if you do something that looks really wonky, you can just mask it off without having to like start over or leave everything else. All right, this is starting to look really like garbage. But one thing you can do when it does start to look like garbage, I think, well, first of all, we're at like almost 100%, and you're not going to be looking at it like that. Yeah, it's kind of poopy, but it's fine. So if we're going to talk about actions here, I do have Pro Retouch, and the deblotch medium is something you should just get anyway. I'm going to go ahead and flatten it before I run it. Okay, so this takes an average. Okay, I'll show you what it does. Okay, so it's a black layer mask, so you want a white brush, which we already have. Let's put it at 100% here. Sometimes I love it. It kind of blends it in, but I don't like super love what it's doing. I'll be honest. Sometimes it blends in those little hairs. I'll show you. Okay, let me do on and off. See, it just kind of makes a more average. I think it's fine, but maybe we'll just go to like 50%. Flatten it, but her eyelid still looks funky. So I'm going to do Control J and get the clone tool, which I hate. It's probably my least favorite tool. Okay, so I'm going to try it on the lighten mode at like 45, 43%. So I'm going to click something a little brighter over here. All right, so let's just see. I mean, big deal, whatever. Let's go on normal. And again, keep it at like, I'm going to do like 20%, 30, 20 or 30. And then we're going to kind of just blend that in. And then maybe a little. Again, if you, let's zoom back out and look at it like a normal person. That looks fine. Fine enough, which is my motto. So, all right, there's the edit for that, and I will move on to the next one. Green screen.